At the end of 2019, I bought my dream car, the Tesla Model 3 Performance. Little did I know, it would cost me $777,618. The actual price of this Tesla was around $78,400 and I paid cash. But at that time, Tesla stock was worth $86 a share. Now, if I would have, instead of buying this Tesla, used that $78,400 to buy Tesla stock, I would have had 911 shares of Tesla. Fast forward just over a year, Tesla stock is now worth about $853 a share. And if I had 911 shares of Tesla right now, that would be about $770,618. I could have bought almost 10 Model 3 Performances with that money. Am I super bummed and totally regret buying the Tesla? Not really, and I'll tell you why. And I'm not just bringing this up so we can laugh at my idiot financial decisions. This is really important stuff that I wish I would have learned earlier in my life, especially for us creatives, filmmakers, and young people. I'm not that young anymore. So here's why I don't regret it. Number one, it could have gone very differently. I could have also lost a lot of money. There's no guarantees with the stock market and nobody knows 100% what's gonna happen, especially in the short term. Do not think that if you put your money in Tesla stock right now, that in a year's time, you will have 10 times the money. There are no guarantees. That is not how it works. Number two, the Tesla saves me time. I don't have to go to gas stations. I don't have to do oil changes and appointments. Literally the only maintenance I've done in a year and a month of time are windshield washer fluid and winter tires. And for me, time is so much more valuable than money. Was the time saved worth $700,000? I don't know, but again, who would have known? Who would have known that it would go up that much? My 1 mil YouTube play button arrived today. I haven't even opened it. And actually today, I was so happy I got it. I was all in a good mood. I come to my place and I do like this angelic to get my wife's attention. I kid you not, she's staring at her phone. She immediately shushes me and doesn't even look at me. I was crushed. Number three, it saves me money compared to driving a gas car. Literally, I have paid nothing but insurance, windshield washer fluid, and the winter tires. I've never paid to charge it. I have free charging and then free supercharging, at least for the next 6,000 kilometers. And when I charge my business for business driving kilometers, it's the same rate as you would get for a gas car, but it's a lot cheaper to drive the Tesla, so I end up pocketing more of that money. Yes, I am aware I still spent $78,400 on it, but I always chose to drive the Tesla instead of my Tucson because it was cheaper, it was saving me money to drive the Tesla. Number four, it brings me a lot of enjoyment. Am I thinking about the Big Mac meal that I'm spending $10 on because it actually cost me thousands of dollars over the years? No, because money is also meant to be enjoyed or used to enjoy things. And there's something so satisfying about driving the Tesla. It's fun to drive, but also for me, not grinding metal on metal, braking every time you're slowing down. Instead, you're charging up your battery. That brings me a lot of enjoyment. And lastly, number five, I have been saving money for so long, and this was the first luxury thing that I've ever really bought. Way more often, instead of spending the money that we make, we're saving and investing. And this was the one time where we're hey, let's use some of that money and enjoy it. So why should you care about my half-idiot financial mistake and why I don't really regret it? Well, let's look at this a little bit differently. Imagine this was you, and you had worked really hard, you got saved, and you had $78,400 in the bank. And you thought to yourself, hey, I'm finally gonna buy that dream car I've always wanted, I've earned it, I'm gonna spend that money on my dream car. You go out and buy it, and you have this really nice car, which has some benefits to it, like I talked about, but now you have no savings at all. Now imagine you had read some books about investing and you were a little bit smarter and you decided, I'm not gonna buy that car yet. I'm gonna be patient, I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna invest that money instead. And you decided to put it all in Tesla, and now you have $777,618. Think about that difference, a car or $777,000, and think what that could enable for you. And now some of you are reminding how I said that it might not have gone that way and you could have actually lost money, and that is totally true. I would never put all of my money on just one stock. But let's be more conservative about this. Instead of putting all your money on just one stock and risking it there, let's put it on the whole stock market using an index fund. Now, this is not advice for you. This is just another example of a more conservative way of investing. Let's say we put it on the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, VTI. It has, on average, per year gained 13% in value. Some years it's a little bit down, some years it's gaining a lot more, but on average, it's gained about 13% per year. 13% of $78,400 is $10,192. That's how much money you would make in 1 year just by investing that money on VTI instead of buying that Tesla. But that's not all. If you kept that money in that investment, the interest would compound. So now the second year we have $88,592. You keep that invested, it grows another 13%. That's $11,516 you make that year. And now you have $100,108 saved. And then the next year, again, you get 13%, and now you made $13,014. Your money is literally making you more money, and not just by a little bit, $13,000 extra per year? That's incredible. So think about that for a second. How would that make you feel having a brand new Tesla, which is nice, or you're making $10, $11, $12, $13, $14, $15,000 extra per year from your money? The biggest reason why I'm not that bummed is because I do have investments. I do have an investment condo which has doubled in value in the last 5 or 6 years. I have a lot of money invested in the stock market. I have investments, so missing out on this one opportunity isn't that big of a deal because my other investments are making money, including I do own some Tesla stock. But if that money I spent on the Tesla was my life savings, I would be so bummed. I would be miserable right now. That car would bring me no joy at all. I personally have learned so much about investing over the last couple of years, and I think about creatives who are super talented, working so hard. Why aren't they more wealthy? Why aren't they doing better financially? Why is there this struggling artist stereotype, which unfortunately is all too often true? And I would argue it's because a lot of creatives, we don't spend enough time thinking about things like money and investments and saving and taxes and business. But we should be, because I think one of the biggest successes that you can have in your career is to have the ability to choose what you want to do when you want to do it for your work. And the only way that that's really possible is to have enough money saved and invested so that that investment makes enough money to pay for your bills. So no matter how much money you make from your career or the thing that you like doing for your work, your bills are paid for because your investments are making enough money to pay those bills. It doesn't actually matter how much your job is bringing in terms of income. And if you're thinking right now, that's impossible for me, that's only for the uber rich, I would highly recommend reading or listening to the book, The Millionaire Next Door. It talks about who are the millionaires in America and how did they become millionaires. It's really surprising. I would say it's way more possible and easy to save and invest But like with anything, it takes time and effort to learn and see where can I save in my spending habits and how can I invest in a long-term safe kind of way. And hopefully you get really good at it, and that saving and investing ends up making you so much money that it pays for your bills and you never have to be a struggling artist. Plus, you get to do the thing that you're most passionate about, regardless of how much money it brings in. I think one of the worst mistakes that young people and people who are kind of starting off in their career can make is to increase your spending habits as you make more money. Instead of buying that fancy car or that red camera or new clothes, instead save that money and invest it. Think long term with this and the difference that savings early on in your life or in your career can make throughout the rest of your career. It's funny, I get so excited about investing nowadays, like way more excited than about buying a new camera or new clothes or even a new car. When I invest my money, it makes me so happy because I know the things that it can enable and the freedom that brings. And if you're Canadian and you're looking to invest in the stock market, I highly recommend using something like Questrade. That's what I've been using for all my stock market investing. It's really low fees, low cost, so you can get more of your dollars invested because every dollar does count. I invest mostly in index funds, but I do have some other stocks also. This video is not sponsored by Questrade, but I do have an affiliate link down below which gets you $50 in free trades. If you're Canadian, I highly recommend it. So, do I regret buying the Tesla? No. Am I saving and investing the majority of my money? Heck yes. And I hope you guys do too.